Okay, let's get started. So this is the first class meeting for object-oriented programming in Java. You all made it. How many new people here? 1, 2, 3, because 4. I don't know. All right, so the old people you have to, old people. The pre-existing students, young pre-existing students, will need to sit through my spiel as I go through. It's technically called a spiel. Go through and orient you to the course, orient you to me, orient you to what we're doing and how I manage things. This is bhecker.com website. So hopefully you can see that. Let's see. I recently learned how to zoom in on my computer. www.bhecker.com. This is where you can find everything you need to find for the course. If you go into Fall 2011, click on that. If you don't have it, how many people don't have access? You don't have internet access? Huh? Really? My signal's working. Are you on the ITU? Are you on the ITU Wi-Fi? Ah, here we go. I'm not going to say this. For those of you who don't know, I'm recording this. I know, but write it down for him because actually the people in the video won't know. So, the address of the building, the words ITU. Well, there are no people in the building. Well, actually, people on YouTube aren't going to be using the Wi-Fi at ITU, are they? So, all right, 355 ITU 11. You can remember it because it's the address of this building. ITU plus the year, 11, the last 2 digits of the year. That's how I remember it, actually. That's bad. All right, so if you have that Wi-Fi now, what you want to do is go into object-oriented programming with Java. This is for the weekend, also for the weekday. And you'll find the course materials. You'll find syllabus. I'm going to go over that in a few minutes. The midterm, CSLO, I'll go over that in a few minutes. Here's what you're going to find as a weekend student that you're going to find very helpful. You're going to find the weekday lectures. Almost as if you were here Monday through Friday. You can look at, review. Each one of them is about an hour and a half. You know, I don't like to go more than about an hour and 45 minutes, maybe at the most. Because during the week, that is. Because it can get kind of tiring after a while. So you can see we're actually into the 3rd week so far, and now I'm actually starting to put like little descriptions underneath it, like this lecture talks about this lecture talks about that, because what will end up happening is you'll probably go through by subject. You'll say, like, well, I don't understand what she was talking about in terms of inheritance, and then so you can go over here and go, well, we actually haven't covered inheritance yet, but we covered the object concept, and you can see that like right here, the object concept. The other thing that you're going to find very helpful, not only are the assignments here, but I also put how-to videos up here that tell you how to do the assignments. So if you're brand new to Java, in fact this one here is if you preview, you just click on the link, what ends up happening, it takes you to the YouTube site. So a lot of people actually find it helpful to subscribe to the YouTube site. That way you get notified every time a new video comes up. Unfortunately, I've got like 4 classes going, so you might get notifications for videos that aren't pertaining to object-oriented programming. But you could just delete them, and then figure out which ones. Oh, she put a new one up, And sometimes I put tutorials on here as well. In fact, that's another thing you're going to find very handy, is down here where it says Java Video Tutorials. How to install Java. That might be helpful. Also, information on Eclipse. I'm going to go through like some of the stuff briefly. However, it's not going to be enough for you to like install it if you don't have it installed already. So you'll have to go through. And each one of these things is about maybe 45 minutes or so long, half hour, 45. They're shorter videos. And I guarantee it, you will be up and running and you'll have Hello World running. It's like you don't have to mess around with searching the internet and figuring out, what am I supposed to download? What am I supposed to change my environment variables with? Blah, 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 blah. A lot easier, faster actually. I had to just follow the tutorials. There's some other tutorials in here as well that you're going to find helpful. It's subject by subject. These are not recorded class lectures. These are actual tutorials. which you're going to find helpful. I'm in the process of updating it a little bit. This is the second time I've taught this course here. I taught it last spring, I believe. No, spring before maybe, I don't know. So the tutorials are a little bit on the old side, but they're still relevant. And so now what I'm going to do this time around is add to it. So we'll have more videos coming out soon. So let me talk about the course, now that you know where the materials are. Actually, one more note. This is where you get everything. We have, come on in, the water's warm. We have the EMS, which is now the LMS, for those of you and who haven't seen it yet. It's actually kind of cool. I like it. So if you go to lms.itu.edu, don't go EMS anymore. I think they had to change the name. I'm trying to get this populated. There's nothing in here. If we go into my classes and I click on object-oriented programming with Java, it's empty. That's why you go to bhacker.com. You get everything right now. You don't have to wait. And the next couple weeks, hopefully by the end of October, maybe, we'll have this populated. And you're going to use this to submit assignments. So if you're brand new, you can get everything with bhacker, but you can't turn anything in there. You have to go to this website, and you can upload the assignments. Hopefully it'll be working. Yeah. It's a new system, so hopefully it'll be up and running. All right, so let's talk about the class a little bit. You are here for object-oriented programming in Java. Of course, it's going to be an introduction to Java. Just show of hands, how many people actually know how to program in Java already? Oh, good. How many people have never heard of Java? How many people had some Java on the way over here? Nobody? That's why you're not raising your hands. Because you're all tired. How many people have been working with Java for more than a year? Uh-oh. Really? Brave soul. You're going to be bored. You might actually learn something new. You might pick up something new. Who knows? It'll be an easy A for you. How's that? And you can help everybody else in the course. So. Alright, I'm really designing this course for somebody who does not have any experience at all in Java. So you're not expected to have any. If you have it, great, you're going to be bored. Or you're going to get an easy A. So if you don't have any experience in Java, and you're not even a computer science major, don't worry about that either. You know, even if you're a business major, you'll learn Java by the end of this course. You'll also learn object orientation that applies to everything outside of Java as well. So object-oriented programming in C++, JavaScript. Actually, JavaScript, believe it or not, is not Java, but it is object-oriented. The concept of the object is used in a lot of modern-day programming languages. So any programming language in general, because hence the name of the course, Object-Oriented Programming. We're just using Java as a language. But there's a lot of Java focus. So you'll definitely learn Java. You'll also learn basic object-oriented principles in terms of the design. Not a full object-oriented design course, although I'd love to teach that here, that just focuses on UML and focuses on design techniques. That would be a good course, although that's not this course. This course is programming. So let's see, what do we got going on here? Looking at Java, the applications versus applets, that's kind of like the first week stuff. Installing Java, variables, types, expressions, control structures. AWT, there's one assignment that's going to use it. File I/O, not really. Probably not going to hit very much file I/O, only because it's kind of basic. It's kind of easy. In fact, what I'd rather do is focus on basic concepts, and then that you can grow it with different, using different libraries and different packages and stuff. So it doesn't make very much sense to go through each one of the Java packages and kind of like a traditional style class. And it just doesn't make sense because everything just keeps changing as well. So you can go through the course learning outcomes if you want, read through that stuff. Required textbook. No textbook. You don't need a textbook for this course. It would be, if you want a textbook for this course, you seriously can't live without a textbook. There's a guy who makes an excellent series of textbooks. I'm going to Google it right now. I probably should, too many W's. Too many W's. Okay, there we go. Deedle and Deedle. Deedle and Deedle. We want Deedle and Deedle Java. And I don't even think 7 is the current edition. I think he's got 8 out. Okay, so if he's got 8 editions of this book out, it's been going from since the first JDK that was out there. He pretty much has revised it and revised it and revised it and perfected it. It's easy read is what this is, and with a lot of examples. The reason why I like Deedle and Deedle as an author is that, and it's because everything is simple, and it's all with programming examples. In fact, you could just go to this website, not this one, but his website, or their website, I should say. It's 2 people. And download the source code that comes with this book. Tons of great stuff. It's all documented. You know, it's got comments and stuff in there explaining it. In fact, you see a lot of their source code examples all over the internet when you start looking, you know, start Googling stuff. So, just to tell you something, there's many different versions of it. I've had students download it actually, but I've also had students buy older versions of the book for like $10, you know, on Amazon. So it's a cheap book, and it's probably one of the best books on the market. So maybe I should get a commission promoting the book. But when students always say, "Well, what book do you recommend?" That's the book I recommend. No other book. So. And the interesting thing is, if you go out to a bookstore, you go out online and you start looking at Java books, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of them. Too many Java books on the market. None of them really do the subject justice. I mean, some of them, you know, talk about object orientation. Some of them talk about, you know, nothing outside of programming skills. But Deedle and Deedle covers everything. It's like an encyclopedia. Okay, enough on that. Grading. This is where most students really enjoy the first day of class, and they start looking at the grading, because that's really all you want is a good grade. So that's the people in the back there that have taken Java before. You're just here for the grade. Here's your grade, by the way. So we have a final exam that will be taken in class during the last weekend session, which will be, I think we're going to end this class early. I believe it's in October, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, I usually do it, and I don't know if I did it this time. I usually put the dates on the website here. I did. So this is the 17th, 18th. We have October 1st, 2nd, and then we have October 29th, 30th. So by the end of October, this is a really quick class, actually. I don't know why they spaced it out that way. You will have completed the course by the end of October. Here's an interesting side note, however. I'm also teaching this class on the weekday schedule that doesn't end until December. So, all assignments, let me go back to this here. All of these homework assignments, the 25% of your grade, the CSLL I'll talk about in a few minutes, the midterm, that's going to be a take-home assignment. It's not due until the very last day of the term, which is in December, not October 30th. So you guys have the advantage of actually getting in and getting out and getting done, and then you can do all the rest of the work to finish up the course on your own pace if you wanted to. Or you can finish it by October. If you finish it by the end of October, more power to you, but you don't have to, is what I'm saying. So we do have a final exam. It will be the weekend of the last weekend of October. The last end, you only have to come here 3 times during the term. And unlike previous terms, I'm going to be here on Saturday and Sunday. All 3 class meetings. It is a requirement, actually, for CVIS and for a bunch of other things, WASC and all this accreditation. Got to hold class on both days. So in the past, I used to hold it like one and no. But I'll guarantee it will get out early. So, but. And class will start at 10, by the way, 10 o'clock in the morning, especially tomorrow, it'll be 10 o'clock in the morning. But let me go back to the final exam for a second. For the final exam, it will be during the last weekend. It will be probably a multiple choice. It's 25% of your grade, so it's a pretty significant chunk. The midterm exam is also 25% of your grade. This one will be a take-home exam. Because if I did it in class, you'd be taking it next time, and that's like, what, 2 weeks away? Or something. It's way too fast for a midterm, in my opinion. So let's just do a take-home, about halfway through the course. So I will also be hosting the final exam in December. So here's the other trick. If you're a local student, or even if you're not a local student, you're traveling, let's say for example you're taking a couple of other weekend courses, You don't want to take the final exam in the end of October. I'm not sure if I would, if I were you. You don't want to do it, but you have another class, and the other class has another class meeting and another weekend that's closer to December. Well, you can come and take both exams at the same time. So you don't actually have to take the exam during the end of October, is what I'm saying. Or, for example, you're a local student, or even if you're not a local student, but you're going to be in the area, and you want to come into the campus during the final exam week that we have here is usually, I think it's probably going to be last week November, first week in December, I believe, is going to be the timing. You can come in here and take it during the week, on Monday or Wednesday is when I'm going to have them. So I'm only here on Mondays and Wednesdays, by the way, so if you do want to come, you can actually show up for the day class. If you're a weekend student and you want it more, you're not getting enough Java on the weekend, you can come during the week and get more Java as well. So you're more than welcome. And I actually do have some week students who come on the weekend as well. So it's flexible. The other piece of information you're going to want to know about is this thing called a CSLO. People in the past, actually, I think the CSLO trauma has ended. Nobody remembers the old format of it. This is an essay. So you got an essay in a Java course, in a programming course. It's a 2 to 3 page essay. You can go on bhacker.com, take a look at it, see what it's all about. It is, go back into the course here. It's right here. In fact, all the big stuff's here. And the midterm is even out here as well, I think. Is the midterm out? Yeah, the midterm is out. I'm going to use the same midterm as I used last time, apparently. So I did not write a new midterm. Well, I've only taught this course once, so it hasn't been circulated that much yet. So here's the CSLO essay. I'm going to open this up. Let's take a look at the CSLO essay, give you an idea what this is all about. It is an essay that you're going to do, because this is a graduate level course, and you're supposed to be improving your writing skills, and you're supposed to be doing a little bit, maybe a bit of research perhaps as well. So the purpose of this is to practice those skills. So you're writing a 3 to 5 page double space, which is what, 1.5 to 2 to 4, single space. And you're selecting one of these topics here, which I haven't even talked about yet. Just one of them, and you're writing a research kind of report, because some of the stuff here's going to be like provide an overview of the concept of object-oriented modeling. I'm only going to talk a little bit about modeling, so you might have to go out and kind of figure out more stuff. You're supposed to cite some references in here as well. It's supposed to be a research kind of oriented sort of paper, so it's a writing thing. And then we have 5% of the 25% of the grade is in this thing called homework. Those are programming assignments. There's 5 of them worth 5 points each. And hopefully you're looking at this going, only 5 points? Wow. So only 25% of the grade is on the assignments. However, the assignments are probably the best learning experience for the course. And they're definitely more labor intense than you'd expect for 5 points. But if you don't do half of them, if you did the midterm, you did the CSLO, you did the final, you're going to do all right in the course. So the pressure really isn't on doing the work, it's on learning the concepts. And so the assignments are all different. And as I go through the lectures, I'll go through the assignments as well. I'll tell you what to do. In fact, we'll talk about the first assignment today, first and second assignment today. But it's going to be more labor than you'd actually expect for 5 points, but it's worth it actually if you do it yourself. So you can go out and plagiarize and cheat and cut and paste off the internet, or you can actually try and just do it yourself. They're easy enough to do real easily with limited background. So, what did I forget? I don't give any A pluses, and A is the highest grade you can get in the course. There's no such thing as an A plus. It's 4.0 is an A. We don't have 4.1, 4.2. And the bottom of the syllabus, page 3, is the schedule. So if we have 3 class meetings, 3 weekends, then if I divide this chunk out into 3 and I got 15, how many did I got here? I got 15 weeks. One's a final review. It's like 12, so I got like 4 weeks today if I divide it out by 3. So I got 4 weeks. So what we're going to do today is go through inheritance. Not today, this weekend I should say. So we're going to go through one week 1 through week 4, essentially, this weekend. And then we're going to hit week 5, another 4 weeks through the midterm. So I'll let you know about the midterm during the next interactive session, which is, you're thinking the midterm. Well, it is technically the middle of the course, although we're done by the end of October. But I'll let you know about the midterm. So we'll run on the same pace as if we were taking this and we're ending in October, the end of October. So it'll be quite accelerated. But it might also be interesting, especially if you don't have a background in this. And what we've got here are due dates. It says assignment 1 due, assignment 2 due, assignment 3 due. And they're like for weeks as an example, which is kind of like why I want to go over assignment number 1 and assignment number 2. So you can have something to work on. If you don't turn it in, I'm not gonna really bother. In fact, it's not even gonna be graded until December. So work at your own pace. I highly recommend that when you finish assignments, after the LMS is ready and it's populated, after you finish the assignment, go ahead and upload it. If you wait until the very last end of the term, from existing people have experienced this over and over again, inevitably the system's going to go down and you're not going to be able to upload your work, and you have to call tech support, and tech support is going to be bombarded with other students who can't upload anything. Then the deadline gets extended out another day or so, but you still can't get in. It's a big hassle. Just do it before the rush. Even if it's like two or 3 weeks before the end of the term, better. You'll just have better access. Because the EMS, I guarantee it that. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be so negative on it. I didn't think it was going to go down last term. It was real close. It was the very last day it went down. It was up for most of it. In previous terms, it went down immediately. The first day, people were starting to upload stuff. So it lasted a lot longer this time. And now we have a new system, so maybe we won't have any problems at all if they put in a bigger server. It's just the traffic. It can't take the traffic. But my classes are smaller this term, so maybe it won't be an issue. Because I tell all my students, you can do it on the last week. Well, then everyone does it on the last week. And then if you get like a couple hundred people in the class, they're all going to do it on the same day. And the system goes down. Okay, questions about the syllabus? No? Ready to go into lecture 1? Yes? Good deal. Good deal. And for those of you who have never taken my classes before, also note that I have a tendency to just keep going. So if you have to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom, enter your phone outside, go to lunch, come back. No, actually, we'll take a lunch break. We'll take a lunch break, probably about noon, 11:30 noon. And I'm gonna do the YouTube people a break. Actually, I'm gonna end my video here, and I'm gonna start a new one for lecture number 1, so I can. And actually, it's for you guys too, or for people who aren't here, so they can go, what was lecture 1? What was lecture 2? What was lecture 3? And then record them lecture by lecture. So, and for the new people, this is my video recording right here. So.